Hey, I'm John. Welcome to Mr. G's Workbench. Thanks for stopping in. If you're a subscriber, thanks for coming back. If you're not a subscriber, I hope I'll change your mind by the end of this video and get you to hit the subscribe button and maybe ring the bell and get notified when I put out new videos. That would be very much appreciated. And thanks as always to my channel members. There's their names now. They've gone above and beyond to support Mr. G's Workbench at the next level. If you're interested in doing that, hit the join button at the bottom of the screen, and it's $1.99 US a month. We just had the F-16 build. That kit was paid for with channel member money. So thank you guys again for your support. So you're thinking to yourself, John, you were working on a multi-part build of a 32nd scale F-18. Where's the F-18? Why are you starting a new build? Well, to tell you the truth, I had some problems with the kit. The wings are warped. They're both sets of wings are warped downward. I'm trying to find a fix for it. I tried doing the dip them in really hot water and flatten them out, and that shit didn't work to save my life. So I'm trying to come up with an alternative. I put them back in the box. I also had some issues with some resin exhausts that I bought. I've kind of worked through that, but for the moment I'm trying to get something built for Model Mania, which is IPMS Houston's show at the beginning of May. So we're starting a new build. It's going to be Tamiya's 132nd F-4D. Originally I had bought all the stuff to build it up as Scat 27, which was Colonel Robin Old's ride in Vietnam. Fun Decals came out with an extensive set of decals and information, and it was really impressive. The problem for me became everybody got them, and the next thing you know, there were people shitting F4 Phantoms in SEA camo everywhere. So that kind of lost its luster for me. I sold the decals online. There were some Techmod decals that were in the box when I bought the kit from my buddy, and I opted to go with those. So we're going to build this F-4D as a Euro 1 camo scheme, wraparound camo scheme, based out of Texas as an air guard plane. I think it's going to look really cool. We're going to beat the shit out of the paint when we're working on it. We're going to make it look like it did towards the end of its service life. I'm looking forward to this. I've got a lot of enthusiasm for it. Part of my Phantom Fiesta I've got going on. Because if you look here, this is an off-the-books build. I'm working on Hasegawa's F-4G because I can't buy like 400 new fucking kits when they come out. I've also got Meng's, speaking of which, I've got Meng's F-4E under the desk. So I'm going to get there. That'll probably be the next build we do in 48 scale. But for now, we're going to jump in on the F-4D. I'll show you what we've got to work with, and I'll show you where we're going with it, okay? We've got a good amount of aftermarket for it. Hopefully we can get it to look good, all right? And hopefully Dexter will stop coughing today, all right? So it's allergy season for him. So let's jump in. Let's take a look at what we got and see how much we can get done in this part, okay? So I do have a confession to make. I had started building the cockpit for this kit previously, but that was a resin cockpit. It wound up looking like shit. So that kind of went in the garbage. The one thing I did keep that were viable were these nice resin ejection seats with the molded in seat belts. So we're going to use those. I'm going to paint them again. I'm not going to leave them this color. I'm going to repaint them. So we've got those. I've got resin burner cans. I believe these were cutting edge. At a recent show I attended, I stumbled upon this. I was delighted to pick it up. I think I paid like 10 bucks for it. It's a complete resin nose you can use, but we're probably not going to use that because it has no way to connect to the fuselage. But it comes with this the RHAW antenna that goes under the nose, and then they also give you the cap for the rear, and there's a a small dome that goes right behind the nose, and the decals for it. Picked up these Def model sagged wheels specifically for this kit. We've got pitot tubes from Master Model, some spare photo etch from Eduard. I know these are for other models of Phantom, but I think that this might be doable on here. I'll look. Now, I had originally gotten these for the Robin Olds version of this. I think we'll still be able to use these. I don't know if we'll be using this. This was a resin fuel tank. It's supposed to be the bigger tank that went on the center line. It was in the box when I got it. And I'm still going to find a way to use this Robin Olds figure that I bought. I was happy to find it, and I don't see why we can't incorporate that regardless. So, that being said, let's take a look and get the ball rolling. I think we're going to start out with some fuselage work. So, bearing in mind, I said that I had started this. The only thing I did so far on the fuselage was I installed the intakes into I connected them to the fuselage now. It was easier to try and clean these up as best I could. You can kind of see there. I filled that seam. I filled in the ejector pin mark, sanded that back. The other side in here, which is really the outer side, I puttied it, but I'm not going to go crazy with that because you really can't see it very well. And same here. So that's filled. As long as these two sides are smooth, I'll be happy. If I can get a reasonable representation out of this, I'll be happy as well. I'm going to go back. I just started to do this before I started filming today. I'm going to re-scribe and re-rivet the fuselage. The rivets aren't always consistent, so just going to go and do them. And then what I do is I take some Tamiya black panel liner and I go in, I fill it, and then I wipe it down just so I can see that I'm being consistent. I got that from this guy Chuck on large scale planes. I think we're ready to get a first coat of paint on the cockpit components. In that vein, I've used the set of photo etch I have from Eduard for the F-4D kit. There's some side pieces for the inside sills of the cockpit. I finished the riveting. I think I already mentioned that. I've got the kit cockpit. I've put the sticks in. It's my habit to put the sticks in early because I'll break them later on or I'll ruin the paint installing them. So this is ready to go. All these panels are sanded down flat, so that's good to go. Same goes for the pilot's instrument panel, the rear seat guy, his instrument panel, and then I also assembled the instrument panel combing from the kit. Looks good to me. I think with a little detail painting, this will actually look really good. So that's good to go. Alright, kit cockpit painted up, a little bit of weathering, and the Red Fox panels installed. The cockpit is painted Hataka's dark gold gray, which is 36231. Painted up the cockpit, installed the sticks, installed the seat rails, and then the Red Fox panels went in after that. They're a piece of cake to put in. They're really highly detailed, and everything else is just, I painted it the gray, sponged in a little bit of aluminum and some yellow zinc chromate to show some wear on the floor. Actually, it looks more pronounced shining off the light here than it does in real life. But that's done. When this all dries, then I'll install the instrument panels. I went back and I painted the gray sections of the Red Fox panels with the paint that I used for the cockpit to get everything to kind of blend up a little. And I still have to do that here. I'm also going to do a little bit of black wash on the bottom. You're really not going to see any of that once you put the seats in. You can see here, you can barely see the floor. Once the instrument panel's in and this is up in the fuselage, that's almost irrelevant. Here's one of the last things we'll do for today's episode. We're going to assemble the kit exhaust tubes. We're going to use those in conjunction with resin exhaust pedals later on. These are going to get painted on the inside with Tamiya flat white, and then they're going to be given a light coat of a green. That's pretty much whatever green you want to use. Then we move on to the actual, I think these are considered the afterburners. So they get painted steel, and then the afterburner cage itself gets painted with, I think I used gunmetal for it, a lighter color. Here you see I'm using a brown oil wash on the insides of the engine tubes after they're assembled and painted. After that brown seeps down into those crevices, I'll come back and I'll wipe out the excess. Same brown oil wash will be used here on the afterburner faces. And I think it worked well. After that, I let it dry. Then I come back with some CA and I install those afterburners into those kit exhaust tubes. And I think they look pretty good. There you go. So I think this is as far as we're going to get today. I think it's a good stopping point. We've got the vari-ramps installed. Next time we get together, we'll get the insides of these painted up, and we'll get the insides of the intakes painted so that we can install these, get that all done. Inside of these intakes, you can't see much of shit. So as much as I was worried about them, I'm not. You know what? When it's all done, if I look and don't like the way it looks, I've got a set of FOD covers, the sorry way out of everything. We've got the exhausts put in the back. They've got a little bit of play. My big concern here is going to be attaching the burner cans, the resin burner cans, and then we're going to have to attach, Tamiya gives you 2 more pieces of fuselage that go over it. So hopefully we can get that. And but I'm happy with this so far. It looks good. It's big. The stabilators are on. There's another school of thought where you cut the joining piece out and install these later. I considered it, but the problem is that the pieces that hold the stabilators onto the fuselage, the rails are on the inside of the fuselage. So I don't think it would have worked. So I'm fine with it the way it is. And I think we're good. So we're going to leave it at that. Thank you again for stopping in. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And next time we get together, like I said, I think we'll finish the assembly. There's not a lot of pieces, like I said. And I think this one's going to, I think I'll be happy with this one. I hope you're going to be happy with it too. Thanks again for stopping by. Thanks to my channel members, as always, for their support. And don't forget to hit the like button. Give me a like at a minimum. Let your friends that build models know about the channel. and I'll see you guys next time. Take care. Stay well.